Everybody know Alpo ain't soft. That's a fact. And he can fight.
In a recent episode of the Street Knowledge Podcast, Bernard Riggin, whose real name is Big Boosie, goes into detail about being brought up in the streets under AZ Faison's tutelage and how his advice about the wolves wasn't very smart and almost cost him his life. Let's take a look.
One thing, my boy AZ, the real AZ who wrote the Paid in Full movie, instilled in me, growing up around him, said whenever you start getting money on your own, the wolves is gonna come. And when the wolves come, and if you hear about it, before they can step to you, you go step to them and tell them, yo, I heard that you stepped to me. I did that one time. I spoke about it on my podcast recently. Me and Baby Mom, I can't make this up, some young boys, and we was young boys. This is the first time I met my bro, Pistol Pete, Sex Money Murder. He wasn't Pistol Pete, Sex Money Murder then. He was Pete then. I had a problem in Kingston, New York. Niggas talking about they running us out of here because we New York niggas. I bought a bunch of dudes up there and I put them all on that block. I seen Gold Mine and I said, yo, I'm eating off this block. I brought them all up there. And they got mad that they was from that hood. And some females came and told us that they wanted, that they was going to step to us and tell us we got to pack up. So on a particular day, I seen these niggas walking in the hood and I stepped to them niggas. And asked them, what y'all mean? And I ain't have a gun on me. Meaning I should have had my gun on me. But I didn't. They had a gun on them walking to the store from their house. They live up there. I didn't. I had a crib out there, but I didn't live there. I'm not from there. But anyway, the dude pulled a gun out in my face, said I was crazy. And I didn't take off running. I stood there. It's like, what you mean I'm crazy? You crazy. Why he got the gun pointed at me? I ain't flinching nothing. Me and Maul, Baby Maul right there. And I said, yo, if you ain't gonna shoot, I'm leaving. I walked off. Got shots fired at me and all that after I walked off. That's another old story. Y'all go to the podcast and y'all can hear it. But
in the next clip, Bernard Riggin, whose street name is Big Boosie, found the need to bring up Alpo and his Queen's Flip interview, detailing receiving messages from Poe about what he had said and threatening Miss T for contacting him on Poe's behalf. Let's take a look.
Y'all gotta look at the Alpo stuff. And I be going on my podcast back and forth with people about the Alpo stuff, and they always keep saying, nobody was saying all that when he was out here. Everybody know Alpo ain't soft. That's a fact. And he can fight. But I was saying what I was saying when he was alive. I said it on Queen's Flip. Anybody go pull up Big Boosie Queen's Flip, and I said it. They asked me what I think about Alpo, what he did as far as Rich Porter, and I said he killed Rich Porter to keep all the money that was needed for Rich to get his brother. He wanted people to think the kidnappers did it. And he was alive. And he was trying to send messages to me through a female. And I ain't even going to say her name. She knows who she is. Hit me up and I told her, stop sending messages. Because when you send messages get people killed. And this is a fact.
In this next clip, Bernard Riggin, whose street name is Big Boosie, details how he didn't like Alpo checking people for calling him a rat, and how he said and done absolutely nothing about it when the opportunity arose, even shaking hands with Alpo and holding conversation when summoned to do so. Let's take a look at that.
I didn't like the fact that Alpo was pushing up on people that was saying what he really did in reality. If you really did that in reality and you accepting it, how you mad that another person saying that you is a rat and then you step to him? You can't beef with a nigga that's a tough nigga and a snitch at the same time. Because if I beef on you and shoot you and graze you and you don't die, you might tell I shot you. That's a double-edged sword. I'm not even getting in that. People say, well, you shook Alpo hand when you seen him. It's called kill a nigga with kindness, man. He seen me standing outside on a patio of a place that he frequent, and he told somebody, yo, oh, that's Boots over there? Tell him, well, I'll let him. Tap me on the shoulder. I seen him. He put his hand up. Yo, what up, nigga? And I go over there. If I would have seen him, I wouldn't have even said nothing. I would have been like, yo, that's Poe. I'm going to walk over there and say what up. Or tap Poe on the shoulder, tell him to come over here. Let me holler at him. I wouldn't have did none of that. I'd have kept it moving. Because I don't fuck with rats. But if I see a nigga that I know rat, I speak to niggas I know that's rats out here now, walk by. Diligently. Speak and don't never let them know what you thinking. Because when you let them know what you thinking, your guards is down now. And Nipsey guards was down. If I'd have did that with Alpo, man, I ain't hollering at him. And I stayed over there talking. Anything could happen. But what the people that don't know is when I gave him a pound and all that, we was 30 deep, right over there. What people don't know, that be chiming in the comments, don't know, we was 30 deep, right over there celebrating my brother Sean Boy double birthday. And everybody was over there popping bottles. He told me, yo, what up, nigga? You still look good, nigga? I'm like, yeah, no doubt, nigga. Ain't gonna have it no other kind of weight. I'm like, how you? He was like, yeah, I'm good, this, that. And he started trying to talk to my sis that was standing next to me, saying he remember her. He was looking up and down, trying to holler. And I told her, sis, I'm gonna be over there with my brother and them. And I walked off. That's it. But it was not a worry in the motherfucking world. Period.
Okay, in this final clip, Bernard Riggin, whose street name is Big Boosie, attempts to discredit Alpo for standing his ground with unique metafraudio and insinuates that Alpo only had people hit and never put in real work himself. Let's take a look at that.
I did what I needed to do to get out of jail, so he put that in somebody else's head. And that's what he did with Mecca Audio, with Unique. People let that interview go over their head. They talking about he had pressure on Unique. Niggas know Unique don't play. Alpo know Unique don't play. That would have been a fight outside. I didn't see a fear in that nigga face, and Unique told him straight to his face, I don't agree with what you did. I just want the kids to understand. Y'all let that go over y'all head. He was putting himself, a stand-up dude, next to a guy that snitched on a person. We ain't even gonna talk about his murders that he did, or had done. Cause I don't know Alpo for walking up blowing a nigga brains out. I ain't never heard of, yo man, nigga dead on so-and-so street, Alpo walked up to him and blew his brains out. But I know plenty niggas on the street that niggas say, yo, so-and-so walked up and blew that nigga brains out, man, took off. I know plenty of them niggas and be back outside standing right next to us. I know plenty of them. A lot of Alpo stories was, yeah, had him in the car, told him we going to get something to eat, my man was behind him with the gun, and da-da-da. Those are those stories. But it takes heart for a man to do that to a lot of people on a serial killer type level. So I get why people might be scared. But still, I wouldn't give a flying F who you is and how many people you kill. You ain't gonna play with the kid like that. Nah, I would never tolerate that ever in life. Ain't nobody ever in New York streets can say they did ever play with me like that. And I'm just saying that to say, once again, not to be tough, I'm just saying, nobody cares about that when you're a person that stand on business and stand on what's real and what is right. You're not letting nobody bully you. You're not. I'm sorry. But, respecting somebody that takes somebody from their family, either jail or dead, is not good.
All right, peace. You already know where you at and who you rocking with, right? Right. So let's get back to that thing. You know what I'm talking about? Salute to everybody that came out. You know what I mean? Gang in the building. Shout out to the Purple Heart Gang. All the subscribers, all the supporters. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? All the hate even. I appreciate that. But dig this shit, man. Bernard Riggin, whose street name is Big Bootsie. Big Bootsie, let me talk to you, homie. You ended that last clip by saying something like respecting somebody who took somebody's life, either jail or death, is not good. That's what you said, dog. But you don't practice what you preach, do you? You feel me? You do so much double talking, I don't even think you understand what you say. So that's not good, right? Taking somebody's life via jail or death is not good, and respecting them is a no-go. But you respect Richard Porter, right? Let's get to that. You respect Richard Porter, right? The whole rich in such high regard, that is. I mean, your whole Queen's Flip thing was about what Poe did to the rich, and he did that to do this and take that and make them think this and that and the other and pour a snake and everything, right? But Richard Porter kills DB's little brother, his little brother, like Donnell was Rich's little brother. He killed his little brother for hustling outside his spot. Now, surely all of you Richard Porter supporters that say things like Big Boosie said in one of his interviews, like he could have just told him he knew he had the bricks already. He knew he was being overcharged. He didn't have to kill him. Well, surely Richard didn't have to kill DB's little brother. He could have told him he knew he was selling dummy rocks out here. Man, get from in front of my joint. Don't do this again. This and that and the other. He didn't have to kill him. His friend's little brother. He did that. I'm just saying, dog. If we gonna call a spade, let's call it a spade. So do that make you a hypocrite or a nigga that just don't like Poe? I just want to know. You feel me? Shout out to the North. I just want to know, man. Something got to be said, and I'm saying it, dog. Moving on. Shout out to the notes. I got them written in the phone today, man. Moving on, man. Big Bootsie, whose real name is Bernard Riggin. I did it the other way that time. You get, ooh, I'm smooth with it. I'm getting better. Y'all know I'm getting better. Anyway, he said, AZ told me when you start getting money, the wolves are going to come. And when they do, if you hear about it, you go step to them. First of all, man, before I even get to the notes that I've written in my phone, first of all, dog, AZ is unconfrontational unless you are a woman, man. For real, man. I mean, Michelle, Carvalho, she got on here and said that a dude heard them going through it in the apartment and said something to the effect like, I know that nigga didn't just hit you, right in front of him. And he didn't say nothing. He wait till the dude leave and then try to chastise her about it, like, what that nigga say? Why you got that nigga saying this and that and the other? And da-da-da-da-da. He is unconfrontational unless you're a female, first of all, man. You feel me? He acquires the services of people that can do things like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm surprised he didn't tell you to go acquire the services of somebody that can do things like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what he does. That's what he does. He ain't never dropped nothing. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. So he tells you, if you hear about it, then you step to them first and you get shot at. That's what happened. I mean, at the end, the moral of the story is you got shot at. Y'all all heard it for yourself. He said he asked him, what's up? The dude said you crazy, stuck a gun in his face and blew at him at his back on his way out the door. Come on. Come on, man. How smart is that? Why would you listen to him? See what happens when you grow up under soft tutelage? That was soft tutelage. You know what I'm saying? You need to take the kid gloves off sometimes, dog. You know what I'm saying? And give it to you live, raw, and direct, homie. You wasn't ready for that, dog. You lucky you escaped with your life in that situation, dog. He gave you bad advice, doggy. You feel me? I don't think he meant go have a conversation. What you tell him, homeboy? Everybody eats, B. Huh? It's enough money for everybody. Everybody eats, B. And he pulled the jammy out and told you crazy. You crazy. And you say, I ain't flinching nothing. That gave me flashbacks of Baby Boy when they had the little fellas in the park or whatnot. He held his chin up. He ain't flinching nothing. You know what I'm saying? He talking about I ain't flinching nothing. I'm like, what? You crazy. That story is unbelievable, homie. I mean, I really don't believe it. That's all I'm saying, dog. I don't believe that happened. I don't believe you approached them dudes without your jammy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Baby Mom could be telling the truth, but you lying. That's all I'm going to say about that, dog. You know what I'm saying? Let me get back to my notes, man. Big Boosie said, Alpo was sending messages through Miss T. I'm just going to say Miss T. You know what I'm saying? Because he was doing that. You feel me? She was contacting people, you feel me, on his behalf or to do business and this and that and the other. So I'm just going to say Miss T was contacting him. He threatened Miss T. Why did you threaten Miss T, dog? Anyway, he said Alpo was sending messages through a female is what he said. But I'm just going to say Miss T. After he did the Queen's Flip show, and he told her, stop sending messages because when you send messages, messages get people killed. And that's a fact. And I don't care about no nigga that's tough or a bully. If you mess with Big Boosie, it's a problem. Ooh. Yet you refuted the meeting, right? You didn't want to go, you didn't want to meet him, you didn't want to talk. You told her stop sending messages and all that, homeboy. If that was the case, then why you didn't take the play? See, all of you fake tough guys, and I ain't this, but it's that, and if you mess with me, it's gonna be this. In this situation, it would seem like he was messing with you, right? You said he kept sending messages through a female to tell you something, evidently, and you had to tell her stop sending messages, because when you send messages get you killed. Now, were you threatening her, or were you trying to say Alpo was trying to kill you, or were you trying to say that you would do something? Or I don't even understand what you meant by saying that. Was you trying to say she was trying to backdoor you, homeboy? It just doesn't make any sense, man. You're very good at talking slowly. Because even when I sped you up, you still talked slow. I sped you up like to 120 and you still got the same cadence. That's crazy insane, homeboy. You got to start talking faster. I'm just saying, man. Anyway, let me get back to this, man. If you don't play no games, and it's a problem if anybody mess with you, and Alpo is messing with you, and you had to threaten the lady to leave you alone about Alpo. That's the gist of it. Because that's what I got out of it, man. Huh? Anyway, he says bullies and tough niggas are the ones that tell, and I don't like that. Man, tell that to Lou Sims Affairs, homeboy. You feel me? That's what you do. Lou Sims was considered to be a bully. I ain't gonna cap. And pretty much a tough guy. And I heard the same about Ferris. Now, I don't know it to be true or false, but I know I heard it. You feel me? And they ain't told on nobody, man. So what is you talking about, homeboy? Everybody capable of it. You know what I'm saying? Anybody is. I don't care what you talking about, man. You feel me? If you ain't never been under that pressure, you don't know what you gonna do. And that's a fact. You can sit there and talk about if that was you all day long, knowing goddamn well it ain't gonna be, because you ain't gonna do nothing to put you under the circumstances that have to be in that position. It's weird that folk would even talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down, homie. But let's get to this, man. He said, I don't like the fact that Alpo was pulling up on people that called him a rat. That's what he said. That's what you said, Big Boosie. Bernard Riggin. Why you ain't tell that to Alpo? Man, Fayback got more heart than all you niggas, man. Shout out to Fayback. Salute, Fayback. Ferris' son got more heart than all you niggas, dog. Why you ain't tell that to Poe? You had all the space and opportunity. You had plenty of opportunities by your own admission to tell him, I ain't with that. I don't like that. I don't like that you doing this and that and the other blase split. It's just like, again, Michelle Carvalho said, anybody saying any of this stuff about Poe right now is null and void, because when he was here, you boys was quiet and respectful when his name came up. It wasn't no, he knew not to play with me and I was a problem. You wouldn't have said that if he was alive. And I'm going to be one of them people you was talking about in the comments saying they wouldn't say this if he was alive. You wouldn't have said that if he was alive, dog. You didn't. He know not to play with me. They know not. You can forward this to anybody, anywhere in New York City. And this, man, you wouldn't have been all that jive turkeyish, doggy. For real, for real. So cut it out and stop playing, man, with yourself. Because you ain't playing with nobody else, man. Straight up, you're not playing with nobody else, dog. You shook hands with him and had a conversation when you claim not to respect him or what he did. How that makes sense? That's soft as hell. That's that AZ tutelage again. You feel me? That's conflict, what is it? Avoiding the conflict. You feel me? Let's just navigate around it, man. If we can just shake hands and say what's up. So that means if you knew a nigga was a known rapist or came home off them charges, you would still shake his hand and nod and go about your way, huh? No, I tell a nigga, I don't rock with you, nigga. Go ahead on. If I say anything, nigga stick his hand out, he left hanging. Man, what? And I dare him to say something. You feel me? Cut it out, nigga. What is you talking about, homeboy? You make yourself look soft with some of the stuff you say. That's all I got to say about that, homeboy. You feel me? That's all I got to say about that. You basically admitted the only reason you was comfortable going over the pole in the first place in that situation was because it was 30 other men over there that you thought would protect you or ride for you in the event that Alpo did something, because you damn sure didn't take the meeting when Miss T was trying to get it for you. You told him no after you said that on Queen's Flip, because you didn't know if it was going to go left or right. You didn't know what pole you was going to get. This is perception. You feel me? You don't know what pole you going to get, so you don't want to talk. Ain't nothing to talk about. I said what I said, and this and that and other. That sounds tough, and it sounds scared, too. Especially for a dude that say, if you play, everybody know not to play with me, and if you play with Big Bootsie, skinny old Bootsie, it's gonna be this, and that, and the other. Well, he played with you, homie. He kept sending messages. Dog, holla at me, dog. I need to talk to you, dog. What up, dog? What's going on, homie? And you threatened the lady. If you send messages again, a message could get you killed. Oh, man. Oh, man. Nah, man. Let me get off that, man. Let me get to the next one, dog. You soft, dude. That's all I got to say, man. He said a lot of y'all ain't even from the streets and be chiming in on who a rat and what a rat should do. So let me ask you, homeboy, since you from the streets and you know, what should a rat do? Huh, Bernard? Bernard Reagan. What does a rat do? What should a rat do? Who should a rat who? What are you talking about, dog? You get lost. If you watch his video, the link is in the description box. If you watch the video, he gets lost from time to time. He's just rambling. You feel me? He doesn't really have subject matter. He's just rambling. He wants you to believe that he's telling Alpo stories to talk to the kids or to teach the kids. What kids, doggy? Don't no kids watch you, homeboy. Look at the age demographic on your YouTube studios, homie. Ain't no children watching you. You feel me? You not preaching to no kid. I ain't seen you do a YMCA or a youth center or nothing yet. I done seen you post your homeboy Unique Mecafradio do it. I done seen him and Lou Sims with the kids and you saying them had did this and that and other, but you ain't doing it, homeboy. So stop fronting, man. You telling Alpo stories for clicks and views and bread, homeboy. The money that you can get off your channel. You feel me? Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's call it what it is and keep it away from what it ain't. And what it ain't is you trying to teach no kids that being an Alpo ain't right. And then you always saying respect to his family and this and that and other. How you saying respect to his family when you making I ain't gonna even, I can't say, I ain't, the word I'm looking for is not mockery. But when you constantly bringing up their relative's name in negativity, you feel me? It's a constant. Even though you say it in a semi-respectful manner and say respect to who, this and that and the other, and he got loved ones, and I don't mean nothing but this and that, but still say it though. You feel me? Let me see where else I'm at with it, man. He said, I'm not saying get out of here, you a rat. That's how Nip lost his life. Homeboy, you wasn't saying that before Nip lost his life. You already said you know dudes that ratted and told, and you walk by them and shake their hands and give them conversation and everything else and keep it moving. So you wasn't doing that before he passed. So don't make his passing an excuse for you not to call somebody the way you feel, because you saying that's the way you feel, right? He talking about, I wish somebody would get mad that accepts being a rat and say they're a rat and get mad because I called them a rat. Well, you ain't doing that. You ain't calling them a rat because you're unconfrontational. You don't want the smoke. You feel me? You don't want the smoke that go behind that. It's interesting. It's interesting, man. Let me see. What else did I have for him? He said, if I'd said I ain't going over there and I'd kept talking, anything could have happened. Now, that's an open-ended statement, right? Anything could have happened. You feel me? That means he could have wound up like Nipsey Hussle, right? That's the way you take. That means he was afraid. You feel me? So were you afraid, Big Bootsie? Huh? Were you afraid that Alpo might flip out and do some crazy stuff or whatnot and force your 30 homeboys over there celebrating their birthday to have to defend you? Huh? Is that what it was? Or were you again being cautious and saying, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and shake his hand and talk to him so don't nothing happen. I don't want to have to ruin homeboy birthday. See, that's a coward's way out. That's what a coward would tell himself that he had to do in order to make sure that the birthday party went off the right way, instead of standing on his own ground, his own morals, his own ethics, and saying, nah, I don't rock with that. I ain't going to holler at dog. You want to holler at me, come holler at me. Or whatever the case may be. You feel me? I'm just saying, man, let's be real about what's being real about, man. He said the unique interview went overhead. He put himself next to a nigga that snitched. Well, Bootsie, so did you when you stood there, shook his hand and held a conversation and everything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you did the same thing, man, especially seeing as how you say you don't respect him and everything. You feel me? He didn't press you. He sent somebody to tell you to come holler at him, and you did it. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand it, man. You and Unique Metafraudio were very polite and respectful when it came down to Poe. Period. Period, dog. That dude didn't tell him STFU, because that was his slogan. Everybody that told down to the monkey bubbles need the STFU, he didn't tell that to Poe. He didn't say that to Poe. He didn't ask him why he didn't STFU. I wish he would have. The footage would have never dropped. We all know that. The right hand would have, but the footage would have never dropped. You know what I'm saying? You talking about he wasn't afraid, man. He was naked and afraid, man. He was scared as hell, man. We all saw that, dog. We all saw that. You can't take back the footage, homeboy. He said, ain't no post stories of him running nobody down. It's all he set somebody else up to do the work. And then he said this.
A boss found a certified hitter and put him on the job. And he rolling around all day looking for this dude, doing his homework like a private investigator, finding out where he at, his weaknesses, his movement, and all that. So when he hit right. The name of the game is hit and wake up tomorrow, nobody know about it, you live another day, because it's business. A hit is business.
See, now that's why we know you a hypocrite, Bootsie. That's how I know you a hypocrite right there. It's just business, right? A hit is just business, right? That's what you said, right? You, a real boss puts together, put a real hitter on the job that's out there like a good student doing his homework, and then when he hit right, and this and that and the other blase split. So what you would mean is Poe was a boss, right? That's what you called him, right? See how you try to down talk him and then praise him? You down talking him with praise in your own words, homeboy. How that work? You just said his stories wasn't like this, it was like that. And it wasn't like this and it was like that. Then at the beginning of the broadcast, you say a real boss get somebody to do this and that and the other when you talking about Juck. Well, that's what Poe did. And that explains why Poe acquired the services of the people he did in D.C. in order to do what he did down there. That also explains what happened to Rich. Because the hit indeed is just business, like you just said, right? That also explains why Rich did that to DB's little brother. Because the hit is just business, right? So if it's just business, then why you making it so personal, dog? They try to make it so personal with the Rich Porter thing, man. All I do is call a spade a spade. And if you don't like it, hey, all I got to say is this. Peace to the gods and earths. Until we meet again, doggy. I'll be back.